when I was probably in my junior year in high school. They had a Plowville Day in Dodge Center, Minnesota, which was about 20-25 miles outside of Rochester. And it was a big national event in those days. I don't know if they still have them anymore, but the two candidates for president were going to speak at this. One of them was Adlai Stevenson, and the other one was Dwight Eisenhower. So us Boy Scouts were asked to be car parkers, and they had fields set up, and we had, places to our batons, and we parked cars in this Plowville. And I thought, sure, I'd get to see General Eisenhower, who was one of my idols. MacArthur was my number one idol during the war, but Eisenhower was my number two. And heck, I was out in the field 2 miles away and never saw them come or go. But it was just a thrill to be out there and know I was that close to a man who became president of the United States. Oh, another Boy Scout experience was that there's a Whitewater State Park east of Rochester, again probably 25 miles east of Rochester on the Whitewater River. And during the Second World War, they built barracks out there, and they housed German prisoners. And I remember a few times going out with my folks, in the car and viewing the prisoners out in their camp. But after the war, they turned it into kind of a camping kind of area, and we had winter camp. The Boy Scouts had winter camp out there. And again, this would have been our junior or senior year in high school. And a bunch of us smart kids decided that we would get some beer and we'd take it to winter camp. And we could hide it in the river under the ice, keep it cold, and no one would know the better. So we did, and somehow somebody found out that we were drinking. Well, what they found out was that one of our friends had a Pepsi bottle, kind of where you had the lift-off capsules, and he broke the bottle when he was lifting the cap off. So he put a handkerchief over it, and he was drinking his Pepsi through the handkerchief. We wouldn't throw anything away in those days. And somebody thought he was drinking. So they reported him as drinking. He wasn't drinking, but the rest of us were. And we got caught, and we got called before the Game Haven Council Supreme Court, who one of my best buddies' father was the head of. And my best buddy was an Eagle Scout, and so were a couple of the other guys in my troop. And we had to have this meeting at his house. And all of us guys that got caught were kept in the garage. And one at a time we were called into the house someplace before the kitchen table, and we were sat down and we were grilled about our experience. And it was like a trial, kangaroo trial almost. We had like a 6-pack of beer between 10 guys or something. It was not horrendously. None of us got drunk or anything. It was just, we just had to try the system, see if we could get away with something.